Federal agents have busted a plot by Virginia white supremacists to shoot up black churches in an effort to start a race war. The three individuals that have been arrested include Robert Doyle, Charles Halderman, and also Ronald Beasley Chaney. Now, according to court documents, the FBI claims that Robert Doyle, Ronald Beasley Chaney, and Charles Halderman were planning the shooting sprees in addition to plotting to kill a local jewelry dealer, rob an armored car, and kill and rob an Oklahoma gun dealer. The trio were going to use the proceeds from their robberies to purchase property and weapons so they could begin training for the race war. So, as you guys know, there have been multiple shootings, or I shouldn't say shootings, but multiple black churches throughout the country that have been burnt down. Okay, so they have been the target of all sorts of violence this year. And now federal agents have busted these guys who were very clear in their efforts to start the race war. So it's interesting to see how, you have all these comments about race baiting whenever it comes to covering issues of police brutality against black individuals. But the real race baiters and the real people who want to start a race war are these people right here.
When someone says, hey, please don't call me the N-word, that's not race baiting. They're saying, treat me like a
human being.
And treat me with some decency, right? When someone goes to burn down a black church, that's race baiting, right? Because they like to bait people into fighting back, and then, hey, we've got a race war, right? Now, by the way, it wasn't just black churches. They also wanted to burn down Jewish synagogues, okay? Yes. Now, here's what I'm amused by. People who claim to be from a superior race, yet they have to rob banks and jewelry stores to get any money at all to buy guns and property because they got no money at all.
Exactly.
What happened? I thought you were superior. So with all your superiority, why didn't you go and make a ton of money? Why didn't you work hard and earn money the right way? I thought you guys were better than everybody else.
But Cenk, just take a look at graphic number 2 real quick. Superior.
yeah, this guy's got it figured out.
This guy thinks that he's superior to all other races, okay, just because he happens to be white. He's a piece of shit, and I'm glad that the FBI did a good job in catching these guys before they caused any real harm. Now, according to Raw's story, the men had begun plotting their wave of terror back in September. So the FBI was on them since the beginning. The FBI then assigned an undercover agent to meet with the men multiple times to discuss purchasing weapons and explosives. So that's how they got caught.
That's really weird because I thought they were the superior race. You would think that they would outsmart the FBI.
Right, that's so
right, and
strange.
they'd outsmart the blacks who are not as intelligent as the whites, like these very superior whites. And of course, they'd outthink the Jews. And of course, on that stereotype, there's always the irony of, oh, the Jews have all the money, but we're the superior race. How'd that happen? Even if that stereotype were true, and of course it isn't, and what are you going to do? You're going to burn down a poor guy working at a synagogue when you go to do your terrorism, right? And that's what this is. It's terrorism.
That's exactly what it is. I don't hear anyone calling this terrorism, right? Because there are no Muslims involved. But more importantly, if you look at this story specifically and you draw conclusions from one story about racism in America, it would be unfair. But this is not an isolated incident. You have to look at what's happening with the current climate in America right now, especially when it comes to race relations. And this is just one of many stories that keep popping up on a daily basis that shows the types of attitudes that people have toward the black community, toward the Jewish community, toward those who are considered different. You have Donald Trump garnering favorability among voters because he calls Mexicans rapists and criminals, right? You have these guys, doing what they're doing. You have those who are fighting in favor of the police who clearly use excessive force disproportionately on minority communities. Can we please just have an honest dialogue about this?
And finally, after the Charleston shooting where a black church was shot up, all those people died. And the guy who did it said, hey, I want to start a race war. We had a spate of black church burnings throughout the South. And I remember I did a story on it. And people are like, don't be a conspiracy theorist. It's just a coincidence that they happen to be black churches. Some white churches burned down too. I mean, it was disproportionately black churches. But what is it? You think there's a conspiracy to target black churches to start a race war? Yeah, it turns out there was.